anything and everything.
Do you ever wonder how to? Do you ever wonder why?
About anything and everything. Then Doris is your guide. Anything and everything will open your mind. Anything and everything with Doris. Anything and everything with Doris is online. Remember. Anything and everything with Doris.
You are listening to Anything and Everything with Doris podcast. This episode is brought to you by WYSK Spark Radio, the spark of the South. Listen to hits from the 70s till now. Find it on Live 365 Spark Radio. Hi everyone. I hope your week has been a blessed one. Last week at this very time, we were going through a major storm and weren't sure what was going to happen. And luckily, we did not run out of power or anything like that. Well, here we are, exactly a week later. More storms, more tornado sirens going off. And we actually did lose power today for about an hour, but the storm has passed over me. So I think it's safe that we can do this, and we can get this show done now. It's not just down here in Louisiana, it's actually all over the place. My husband's traveling up north, and he's calling me with all the horrible storms he's had to pass through. So wherever you are, I'm hoping that these storms will pass you by without any harm. So just the other day, I ran into this article, and it was written by Deanna Minich, PhD. She has a PhD in medical sciences, human nutrition and metabolism, a Master of Science in nutrition and dietetic, a Bachelor of Arts degree with a biology major, and so forth. All these great things that she's done, books she wrote. She has a blog and a podcast as well. Well, I ran across an interesting article that she wrote called The Science of Food Colors. Now, I've heard of light therapy, color therapy, sound therapy, all kinds of stuff with what I used to do. This is a little twist on color therapy, and I thought it'd be interesting to share with you. You may even want to try it. If not, at least you've heard about it. Probably you're going to hear about it somewhere at some point, and then you'll understand what they're talking about. So she starts out saying there is an old adage that claims we should eat the rainbow to gain optimal health. It turns out that while we should definitely eat the colors of the rainbow, just being exposed to its light can help as well. Now that's the difference. That's very interesting. So color therapy has been long used in the healing arts, but it's only been recently that studies are emerging indicating the effects that the colors have on our mood, energy, and health. The conclusions from these studies allow you to harness the power of color in your own life. So here are some colorful findings to encourage you to experiment with colors both on and off your plate. Let's start with red. If you find yourself in a midday slump, try switching to a red light or a room with red walls. A 2014 article published in a conference proceedings of the Engineering and Medicine and Biology Society found that when participants were put in a room with red light, they had a higher level of brain activity associated with alertness, agitation, mental activity, and general activation of mind and body functions. They also were more likely to feel vigor. Orange foods like carrots and sweet potatoes get their color from carotenoids like beta-carotene, which may play an important role in reproduction. An area of animal research indicates that beta-carotene concentrates in the corpus luteum, a developing egg in the ovary, where it plays a role in ovulation by assisting with the production of progesterone. Animal studies likewise suggest that beta-carotene supplementation supports ovarian activity and progesterone synthesis in goats. Polish scientists have discovered that uterine tissues contain beta-carotene, while a 2014 study published in the journal Fertility and Sterility suggests that when women boost their beta-carotene intake, their chances of becoming pregnant seem to improve. So, not only is it good for your eyes, but if you're worried about fertility, eat more beta-carotene, huh? Yellow is a curious color. It seems to be the color that most people are drawn to, and the one that is most correlated with normal mood, according to researchers at the University of Manchester. The yellow-colored pigment luteum is known to collect in certain tissues of the body, specifically the macula, as well as the skin and in breast tissue. There are several studies that show that healthy yellow foods, like slow-burning carbs, generate energy. A study conducted in Oxford, England, found that yellow mustard bran helped a group of young, active men have a better post-meal response to glucose after eating potato and leek soup compared to eating the soup by itself. Likewise, a Canadian study found that whole yellow pea flour, a complex carb, helped overweight people improve their use of insulin. Green has been discovered by researchers to have some fascinating links associating the color green with the heart. For example, an Austrian experiment found that exposing people to green fluorescent light seemed to have a soothing effect of their hearts, affecting heart rate variability, or HRV. People who endure continual worry and anxiety seem to have decreased HRV, which is also associated with a number of disorders, including congestive heart failure and depression. If exposure to green light increases HRV, we can imagine that has heart protective effects and might help to heal grief. If green light changes vasculature, then it stands to reason that other conditions involving the vasculature would be impacted by it. In support of this concept, a study was just published indicating that migraine severity is reduced in the presence of green light. Now, I find that interesting, and I think I want to try that out with the green light because I'm a worrier myself. Now, the color blue has powerful effects on the brain and memory. A 2008 British study found that the exposing workers to blue-enriched white light improved self-reported alertness, performance, and sleep quality. Similarly, an Australian experiment discovered that exposure to blue light made experimental subjects less sleepy as they tried to complete prolonged tasks during the night. A recent study published in May of 16 showed that people performed better on a working memory task and had greater activation in the prefrontal regions of the brain after being in a blue-lit room for 30 minutes compared with being in a room with amber light. And then we have the color white. White has been the focus of promising research about depression. In 2011, Dutch psychiatric researchers found that both blue-enriched white light and bright white light might possibly be effective in treating SAD. Furthermore, a 2004 Danish study affirmed that the bright light could perhaps be helpful treatment even in non-seasonal depression when used in conjunction with antidepressants. A University of California, San Diego study also found that bright light therapy combined with antidepressants and wake therapy could be effective in treating depression. White light may also be a part of the fruit and vegetables that we eat. A recent study found that extracts from pomegranate and turmeric emitted almost pure white light emission. The researchers discovered that light was mostly emitting from the active ingredients in the foods, polyphenols and anthocyanins in pomegranate, and curcumin in turmeric. If white light can have a healing effect outside the body, think about the potential of eating white light emitting food. So by eating a spectrum of naturally occurring colors and infusing colors in our surroundings, we can truly harness the power of the rainbow to guide ourselves to full spectrum health. She gives you a few tips on what to eat according to the color, such as red, you would eat pomegranate, strawberry, beets. Orange, you would have oranges, carrots, and apricots. Yellow, pineapple and lemon. Green, broccoli, kale, mint. Blue would be blueberry, bilberry. And white would be coconut, banana, cauliflower. I haven't actually tried this yet, but I'm willing to give it a try. It's not harmful. If it doesn't work for me, what's the harm? I'm eating healthier anyway, correct? So I'm really curious. Have you heard about this? Have you tried this? For those of you that are having trouble with infertility, have y'all been told to eat certain foods? You know, people with depression, have you been told about certain foods? I understand the light therapy because that's been going on for a while. Of course, over the years, you're told to eat the rainbow, correct? But this is just a little different take on it that I find interesting. So at the end, in the show notes below, I'm going to give you the doctor's website as well as all the references that back up these claims. And I hope you found this topic as interesting as I have. For comments or questions, you can reach us by email at yopi@post.com. Also, check us out on Twitter at Dorisi and our Facebook pages at Yopi Studio or Louisiana Entertainment Association. Anything and Everything with Doris is produced by Your Own Production Incorporated and comes out every week. So come on back and feel free to add us to your favorite RSS feed, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Pod, and our favorite, Podbean. All links are found in our show notes below.